Hey, October 11th, 2019. I hope your day was as eventful as mine. Um, it's an adventure, that's for sure. So, Proverbs 11. The Lord detests the use of dishonest scales, but he delights in accurate weights. Pride leads to disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Honesty guides good people. Dishonesty destroys treacherous people. Riches won't help on the day of judgment, but right living can save you from death. The godly are directed by honesty. The wicked fall beneath their load of sin. The godliness of good people rescues them. The ambition of treacherous people traps them. When the wicked die, their hopes die with them, for they rely on their own feeble strength. The godly are rescued from trouble, and it falls on the wicked instead. With their words, the godless destroy their friends, but knowledge will rescue the righteous. The whole city celebrates when the godly succeed. They shout for joy when the wicked die. Upright citizens are good for a city and make it prosper, but the talk of the wicked tears it apart. It is foolish to belittle one's neighbor. A sensible person keeps quiet. A gossip goes around telling secrets, but those who are trustworthy can keep a confidence. Without wise leadership, a nation falls. There is safety in having many advisors. There's danger in putting up security for a stranger's debt. It's safer not to guarantee another person's debt. A gracious woman gains respect, but ruthless men gain only wealth. Your kindness will reward you, but your cruelty will destroy you. Evil people get rich for the moment, but the reward of the godly will last. Godly people will find life. Evil people find death. The Lord detests people with crooked hearts, but he delights in those with integrity. Evil people will surely be punished, but the children of the godly will go free. A beautiful woman who lacks discretion is like a gold ring in a pig's snout. The godly can look forward to a reward, while the wicked can expect only judgment. Give freely and become more wealthy. Be stingy and lose everything. The generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. People curse those who hoard their grain, but they bless the ones who sell in the time of need. If you search for good, you will find favor, but if you search for evil, it'll find you. Trust in your money and down you go, but the godly flourish like leaves in spring. Those who bring trouble on their families inherit the wind. The fool will be a servant to the wise. The seeds of good deeds become a tree of life. A wise person wins friends. If the righteous are rewarded here on earth, what will happen to the wicked sinners? Right off the bat, verse number 1. The Lord detests the use of dishonest scales, but he delights in accurate weights. Pretty much the best word of advice there is that hold people to the same standard you hold yourself. Verse 3. Honesty guides good people. Dishonesty destroys treacherous people. Honesty guides good people because they want to stay honest, so they're thinking about what they're saying, what they're doing, the integrity that lies behind that, and Dishonest people will say anything to for whatever reason. They think that they won't get caught in their lie. But that's being treacherous. That's being deceitful. And the truth always comes out. So dishonesty will destroy them for sure. Verse 5 touches about the same thing. The godly are directed by honesty. The wicked fall beneath their load of sin. I mean, honesty directs and guides you. It literally keeps you facing the same direction. Because when you're honest, you don't have to think about what you said in the past. You don't have to try and keep up with a lie. It's like, I'm honest today, honest tomorrow, honest the next day. So whatever you're going to say is going to be the truth. So you don't even really have to think about it that much. However, the wicked fall beneath their load of sin because they literally have to remember every single thing they've said, to whom they said it, and what they like. It's gotta be so such a clutter up here, like the weight of the load of sin is that lie, and having to keep up with it, and it's gotta be such a pressure that eventually you just crack and you crumble underneath it. Verse 11. Upright citizens are good for a city and make it prosper, but the talk of the wicked tear it apart. It's the whole self-fulfilling cycle, pretty much. You do good acts, you get good consequences. So you do good acts again, and you get good consequences again. And that promotes more good acts, which lead to more good consequences, and so on and so forth. And when everybody in a community is doing that, I mean, it's gonna make the whole city prosper. It's gonna make everybody, like, the whole thing. Because if I'm looking out for my neighborhood, and my neighbor's looking out for our neighborhood, and our neighbor is looking out for our neighborhood, then so many hands make light work, and it's just gonna make everything easier to prosper. However, the talk of the wicked tears it apart, because unfortunately it only takes one bad grape for you to want to throw away the whole vine. Like, unfortunately, that's how our mind works, but we got to do better than that, and not let that get to us. Verse 15. There is danger in putting up security for a stranger's debt. It's safer not to guarantee another person's debt. I mean, yes and amen. I don't quite understand that, but the Lord said that I needed to say it, so I know that there's somebody that's watching this video that needed to hear it. Verse 17. Your kindness will reward you, but your cruelty will destroy you. I mean, how many stories haven't we heard that the bad guy in the story is precisely the guy that creates the good guy that destroys them, that brings them down, you know? If you're kind to people, you'll get kindness in return. But if you're cruel to people, you'll definitely be destroyed by your own actions. Verse 27. If you search for good, you will find favor. But if you search for evil, it will find you. Definitely, if you search to do good to others, you'll find favor. People will favor you. People will want to keep you around in their life because you're trying to do good to them. Just like you would want somebody that's trying to do good to you. Um, but if you search for evil, it will find you because you can only get out what you put in. Um, if you're mean to other people, if you're condescending and just plain out detestable, who's gonna want to treat with you? Who's gonna want to help you out? In fact, you might uh, piss somebody off enough to for them to want to take action against you. So now I leave you with the final verse of this chapter, verse 31. If the righteous are rewarded here on earth, what will happen to wicked sinners? Now I ask you, do you really want to know? Do you really want to find out? Um, wouldn't it just be better to accept that the righteous are rewarded here on earth and see where you've been rewarded, see where you could be rewarded? How can you act righteously is what I'm really asking. I want you to ask yourself that. Search for yourself. Build a relationship with God yourself. That's the only way that you'll know for sure. Thank you very much. Many blessings. Hope you have a good weekend.